Hello student, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I am going to discuss about EMF, terminal potential and internal resistance. Okay. So student, make sure you have watched first two videos of electric current so that you can understand concept of the topic, right? So from moving ahead, I would like to remind you what did you have learned? You have learned in last video. Okay, so we have discussed about electric current, electric resistance, resistivity, and series and parallel combination of resistance. Okay, so before moving ahead, now start from heating effect of the current, right? So what is heating effect of current? So when electric current flows through a conductor, it becomes hot after some time, right? We already noticed that. So when electric current flows through the conductor, it becomes hot after some time. So it is called heating effect of current, or it is also called Joule's heating, right? For example, electric heater, electric bulb, and electric iron are based on heating effect of the current. So in fact, Joule's heating effect is the consequence of conversion of electrical energy into heat energy. So now let us understand this process. Cause of heating effect, right? So when a potential difference is applied between two ends of a conductor, here, this is conductor, a potential difference is applied between these two ends of the conductor. Okay, the free electron start accelerating under the influence of the electric field, which is set up in the conductor, right? These electrons cannot accelerate continuously because they frequently collide with lattice iron or atoms on their way. So each collision, the free electron loses its energy gained by it during its period of relaxation. So the average kinetic energy of the ion starts increasing, and this process becomes apparent as heat energy, and the conductor becomes hot, right? So we conclude that when current flows through a conductor, the electrical energy supplied by the source to the conductor appear as heat. It is an irreversible process. You have already discussed reversible and irreversible process in your class 11, right? So now, Joule's law, heat produced by an electric current, Joule's law of heating. So for this is a circuit. Conductor is connected between two terminals of the battery. This is positive terminal and this is negative terminal. And R is resistance of this conductor, right? So now our current I flows through this conductor is I, from positive to negative, right? So the charge transferred through the conductor in time t is given by, which is Q equal to I into T, right? So now work done or energy supplied to the battery in pushing the charge from point A to point B, which is given by W equal to V into Q. And we can write W equal to V, I and T. W equal to V, I and T, right? So if the entire energy supplied by the source is dissipated as heat, then the heat produced in the conductor will be given by heat in the conductor will be given by V, I and T. Or we can write Q equal to V equal to IR. So we can write I square R into T. Or we can also write V square upon R into T. So I think this is clear to you. So when electric current is passed through a conductor wire, the electrical energy converted into heat energy. And this effect is called heating effect of the electric current. Okay. So Joule's law is given by Q equal to I square RT, where Q is in Joule, I is ampere, and R is in ohm, and T in second. And Q equal to I square RT upon J. Q is in calorie, I in ampere, R in ohm. So this is the form of Joule's law in calorie. Okay. And we have already discussed about heating effect of the current, cause of heating effect. So the course of electron through resistor like that of stone falling in water. Right? So now what is electrical power? Electric power is the rate at which work is done by any electric circuit. You have already aware about this term power. What is power? Power is the rate of doing work. Clear? So now what is electrical power? Electrical power of an electrical device is defined as the rate at which the work is done in maintaining a current in the device. Clear? So, or we can say the rate at which electrical energy converted into other form of energy in device. Right? So this is electrical power. What is electrical power? Electrical power is the rate of doing work. Rate of doing work is called power, and when the rate of doing work is done in maintaining a current in device, which is called electrical power. This is also denoted by P. Okay. So now P is given by W upon T. Okay. P is given by W upon T, where W is work done, T is time. Right? So we can we know the unit of work done is joule and unit of time is second. Now hence unit of power is joule per second. Right? So we can write formula P equal to V into I. P equal to V into I. Okay. So how did this formula come? So we can write the P equal to W upon T. P equal to W upon T. Clear? And P equal to Vi into T. We have already find out this formula in previous slide. So T and T cancel, or we get P equal to V into I. Okay. And P equal to V into I, and we know V equal to I into R. So we can write P equal to I square R. Clear? And we also write this equation as P equal to V square upon R in terms of potential and resistance. SI unit of power is what? Other unit of power is kilowatt and horsepower. 1 kilowatt is 1000 watt. 1 horsepower is equal to 746 watt. Clear? Okay. So kilowatt hour, it is the commercial unit for calculating electrical energy consumed in the houses and factories. It is also called Board of Trade Unit, BOTU. This is BOTU is Board of Trade Unit. So 1 kilowatt may be defined as the total energy consumed by an appliance of 1 kilowatt when used for 1 hour. Okay. So what is electrical energy? Electrical energy is the total work done by electric current in given time. So electrical energy is given by E equal to VIT. We can write E equal to I square RT or E equal to V square T upon R. Right? So 1 kilowatt hour equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to power 4 joule. Clear? 1 kilowatt hour equal to 3.6 into 10 raised to power 4 joule. So electrical fuse, what is electrical fuse? Electrical fuse is, it is a small piece of wire. Electrical fuse is a small piece of wire connected in series with circuit to prevent the flow of strong current through it. Right? Electrical fuse is a protective device. It is used in series with an electrical circuit or an electrical appliances to save it from damage due to overheating produced by strong current in the circuit. Clear? A fuse wire is generally made up of alloy of tin and lead. It has high resistance and low melting point. So all of a sudden, if strong current flows through the wire, the fuse melts away and circuit breaks. Thus, main installation are safe from getting damaged. Okay. So heating element or heating wire. Heating element is used to household electrical appliances such as electrical heater, oven, geyser, toaster, or electric bulb. It is also made up of alloy. It has high resistivity and high melting point. In electric bulb are usually filled with argon and nitrogen gas, being chemically inactive. They prolong the life of filament. So I think this is clear to you. This was all about electric power and electrical energy and heating effect of the electric current. Right? I think these topics should be clear to you. So now what is the chemical effect of current? So in chemical effect of electric current, we start from electrolyte. What is electrolyte? Clear? So electrolyte, the substance which decompose and show chemical reaction when an electric current is passed through them are known as electrolyte. Before electrolyte, we need to understand about cell. What is cell? So cell is a device which create a constant potential difference between two ends of a conductor. Okay, cell is a device which creates a constant potential difference between two ends of a conductor connected across it. As a result, a steady electric field is created in a conductor directed from its positive to negative. Clear? So cell work on the fact that chemical reaction occurring in electrolyte converts chemical energy into electrical energy. So here electrolyte is a solution. Electrolyte is a substance which decompose and show chemical reaction. So here in figure, cell is shown. Electrolyte is, this is electrolyte which show chemical reaction when electric current is passed through. So this is known as electrolyte solution. Clear? So in electrolyte convert chemical energy into electrical energy, a potential difference is created and maintains between two terminals. Okay. So an electrolyte should be capable of conducting electric current and dissociating into ion. For example, electrolyte is copper sulfate, acid diluted water, etc. We can also use H2SO4 solution. Okay. Now, mercury is a good conductor but can dissociate into ion. Vegetable oil can dissociate into ions, but it cannot conduct electricity. Okay. So now what is electrode? Electrode is a plate or rod through which electric current pass. This is a cell, and these two plates called electrode plate. These two plate is electrode. So which through which electric current passed. The electrode through which electric current pass and electric current enters called positive, and the other called negative, right? This is positive and this is negative. So what is electrolyte? Electrolyte is a substance which decompose and show chemical reaction. And what is electrode? Electrode is a plate or rod through which electric current is passed. The electrolyte through which current enters is called anode, and through the and other end is called cathode, right? So this is the cell diagram. Cell, what is cell? As I told you, cell is a device which create a constant potential difference between two terminals, two ends of a conductor. As a result, electric field is created in a conductor directed from positive to negative. Clear? So I think this is clear to you what is cell and how what is electrode and electrolyte. Okay. So we can also say that electric cell is a source of electrical energy which maintains a continuous flow of charge in a circuit, right? Now application of electrolysis. Application of electrolysis is electroplating, extraction of metal from ores, purification of metals, medical applications, printing industry, nodal valve, preparation of chemicals, production of hydrogen and oxygen, and chemical analysis. Clear? Now, sources of EMF, cell. So what is cell? As I told you, cell, an electrochemical cell or simply a cell, is an arrangement which converts chemical energy into electrical energy at a steady rate. There are four types of cell: primary cell, secondary cell, fuel cell, and solid state cell. So now we will discuss here only two types of cell: primary cell or secondary cell. Okay, so what is primary cell or secondary cell? Primary cells are those cells in which irreversible chemical reaction takes place. In primary cell, irreversible chemical reaction takes place, and these are use and throw cells. For example, cell in TV remote, AC cell, and cell in watch. These are primary cells. And what is secondary cell? Secondary cell in which reversible chemical reaction takes place and electric current produced. These are rechargeable type cell. Example, inverter battery. Okay, so these are something about primary cell and secondary cell. I think this is clear to you. So now, sources of EMF. What is EMF? EMF, electromotive force. Here, so electromotive force is maximum potential difference between two electrode of cell when no current is drawn from the cell. So let's draw the diagram of cell. This is electrolytic solution, and these are two rods, right? As in figure 1. Okay, electrolytic solution, and these are two rods. Okay, so now this point is A and we call this point is B. Okay, so now a battery is which maintains a potential difference between two terminals A and B. So from figure shows a diagram of battery. This. So some internal mechanism exert a force on a charge of the battery material, right? So the force derives the positive charge of the battery material to plate A, here positive charge to plate A and negative charge to plate B. Clear? We saw that the force on positive charge is FB. We saw that it is FB. Clear? And we saw the as positive charge accumulate on A and negative charge accumulate on plate B. A potential difference develops between these two plates, right? So direction of this force is opposite to direction of electric current, electric field, which is positive to negative, and direction of force is in this direction, opposite to electric field. In steady state, the charge accumulation on A and B is such that FB equal to FE at the steady state. So if charge Q is taken from terminal B to terminal A, the work is done by the battery. So which is given by work, we know the work is force into displacement. Suppose this is the displacement between these two plates. So work done is given by force into D. Force is FB. Clear? Force is FB. Right? And D is the distance between these two plates. We call electrode. So work done by battery, force per unit charge is given by W upon Q. Right? So this quantity is called EMF of the battery. EMF, electromotive force. The name is misleading in the sense that EMF is not a force. It is a work done per unit charge. Clear? So if nothing is connected externally between A and B, nothing is connected between A and B. Here A and this is B. Positive charge on A and negative charge accumulate on B. So if nothing is connected externally between plate A and B, so FB equal to FE equal to QE, right? So where V equal to E into D is the potential difference between terminals. So E equal to V, right? Where E is the EMF. EMF, electromotive force. So thus electromotive force of a battery equal to the potential difference between its terminal when the terminal are not connected externally, right? So I think this is clear to you what is electromotive force. Electromotive force is a maximum potential difference between two electrodes of the cell when no current is drawn from the cell, right? So suppose this is electric cell and this is positive and this is negative. This is positive and this is negative, right? So the positive electrode acquires positive potential with respect to electrolyte solution, and negative electrode acquire negative potential relative to electrolyte solution. So when no current is drawn from the cell, the maximum potential difference between these two electrodes is called EMF of the cell. Clear? So EMF of the cell is defined maximum potential difference between two electrodes of the cell when no current is drawn from the cell or cell is in open circuit. It may also be defined as energy supplied by the cell to drive a unit charge once around a complete circuit. We can also say that electromotive force may be defined as energy supplied supplied by a cell to drive a unit charge once around a complete circuit. Clear? Let's see here. This is cell, this is positive plate, and this is negative. This is positive, this is negative, or this is solution. Okay. So now here, electrons move this direction and it goes to positive plate and it creates an electric current, and this direction electron come back to here and it gets energy and we go to positive plate, and again this move from this direction. Clear? So it may also be defined as the cell to drive a unit charge once around a complete circuit. Okay, so it is given by E equal to EDL. We have already discussed about that, right? So EMF for cell is also equal to sum of the potential drops across various resistors in the closed circuit, right? In the cell, this is electrolytic solution, this is electrode, and if we connect up this plate, these two plates to wire, and this is battery and this is valve. So when we close the circuit, the electrons start flowing through the circuit. This conductor has a resistance R, and in electrolyte there is also a resistance small r. So the EMF of a cell is also equal to sum of potential drop across the various resistors. Resistor, this is external resistors and this is internal resistance. Clear? In the closed circuit. So cell is represented with two unequal parallel lines having a small separation. Parallel lines having a small separation, right? And SI unit of the EMF is volt, or we can write joule per coulomb. Clear? So EMF of the cell is said to be 1 volt if 1 joule energy is supplied by the cell to drive 1 coulomb of charge once around the whole circuit. Clear? The EMF of the cell depends upon the nature of electrode and concentration of electrolyte used in the cell and its temperature. So on which factor EMF of the cell depends? So we can say it depends on nature of electrode and concentration and nature of electrolyte used in cell and its temperature. Clear? So this was something about electromotive force. As I told you, now suppose the terminal of the battery are connected to conducting wire. As terminal of a battery connected to conducting wire, here this is clear as shown in figure. The terminal A is at higher potential, terminal B at lower potential. Clear? So the free electron in wire move in the opposite direction and enter the battery at the terminal A, right? Some electrons are withdrawn from the terminal B, which enter the wire through the right end. Okay? So thus, if this potential difference decrease, the electrostatic force inside the battery also decrease. I think this is clear to you. The force Fv due to battery mechanism remains same. Thus, there is a net force on positive charge of battery. So the positive charge rushes towards A and negative charge rushes towards B. Clear? Positive charge rushes towards A and neutralize the effect of electrons coming at A from the wire. Similarly, negative charge rushes towards B. Thus, potential difference between A and B is maintained. So, for the calculation of current, motion of positive charge in one direction is equivalent to motion of negative charge in opposite direction. So, using this effect, fact, we can describe above situation. The positive terminal of battery supplies positive charge to the wire. These charges are pushed through the wire like this, right? These charges pushed through the wire by electric field and they reach the negative terminal of the battery. Clear? The battery mechanism drives these charges back to positive charge. So in the battery, these charges move from negative to positive because electron gets energy and they move from negative to positive. Clear? These charges move from B to A inside the battery. So I think this is clear to you. The battery mechanism drives these charges back to positive terminal against the electric field. Electric field direction positive to negative and charge move from negative to positive. And this process continues. This maintains a steady current in the circuit. So current can also be driven into a battery in reverse direction. In such case, positive charge enter battery at the positive terminal, move inside the battery to the negative terminal and leave the battery from negative terminal. Such process is called charging of battery. Clear? So what is charging of battery? Positive charge enter the battery at positive terminal, move inside the battery to negative terminal and leaves the battery from negative terminal. So this is the charging of battery. So I think this is clear to you. The more common process in which positive charge comes out of the battery from positive terminal is called discharging of battery. So I think this is clear to you what is charging and discharging of battery. Okay. So now what is potential difference? We have already discussed about EMF. EMF is cell. EMF of the cell is the maximum potential difference between two electrodes of cell when there is no current flows from the cell. That is, cell is in open circuit. Clear? So potential difference. What is potential difference? Potential difference is the potential between 2 points. Suppose this was electrode, this is cell, and these two plates are electrode plates. Okay, this. Okay. So this is electrolyte solution, this is plate, and so the potential between point A and B when the circuit is closed, this is called terminal potential. Potential between two terminal is called terminal potential. Clear? So now what is the difference between EMF and potential difference? So as I told you, EMF is the potential difference between two electrodes of the cell when no current is drawn from the cell. That is, circuit is open. While potential difference is the potential between 2 points in a closed circuit. Clear? Now, if EMF is independent of the resistance of the circuit, while potential difference is proportional to the resistance between the given point. Okay, this is potential difference between A and B. Okay, so it is directly proportional to resistance. Clear? V is proportional to R. Now, the term EMF is used only for the source of EMF, while potential difference measured between any 2 points of the circuit. And EMF is greater than potential difference between any 2 points in circuit. However, potential difference is greater than EMF when the cell is being charged. So I think this is clear to you what is electromotive force and what is terminal potential and how EMF and potential difference is difference between EMF and potential difference. Okay, so this was something about EMF and potential difference. Now what is internal resistance? Inside the cell, this is cell and this is electrode and this is solution, electrolytic solution. This is positive plate and this is negative plate. Clear? So when the electron move from positive to negative, inside the cell it moves from negative to positive. The position offered by electrolyte of the cell to the flow of electric current through it is called internal resistance. Clear? So this electrolytic solution also has resistance, which is called internal resistance, which oppose the flow of charge. So what is internal resistance? Internal resistance is the opposition offered by electrolyte of the cell to the flow of electric current through it. Clear? Or we can say the opposition offered by electrolyte of a cell to the flow of ions through it is called internal resistance of cell. Because of internal resistance, a part of energy supplied by the cell is dissipated as heat inside the cell. And internal resistance is not constant for a given cell, but gradually increases as a cell used. Clear? And internal resistance is always taken in series with the external resistance connected across the soil. Clear? So how the internal resistance is taken? It is always taken in series with the external resistance connected across the cell. Now it depends on the following factor. First is separation between the electrode. How the internal resistance depends on the separation between the electrodes. So this is the cell and these are electrode and this is electrode solution, electrolyte. This is electrode. This is the separation between electrodes. Clear? So according to this, it is directly proportional. We already know resistance R equal to rho L upon A, right? R is proportional to L. Clear? So the larger the separation between the electrode of the cell, more the length of the electrolyte through which current has to flow. Consequently, a higher value of internal resistance. Clear? Resistance is directly proportional to separation between plate, between the electrode. So therefore, the larger is the separation, the higher is the internal resistance. Clear? Second is temperature. If the temperature increase, the resistance decrease. Internal resistance decrease with rise in temperature of electrolyte. We have already studied about resistance increase with rise in temperature, while in case of electrolyte, internal resistance decrease with rise in temperature. Clear? It is because at temperature rises the thermal energy and hence the mobility of the ions also increases. So the resistance decrease. Clear? Now nature and concentration of electrolyte. So as the concentration of electrolyte increase, the internal resistance decrease. Clear? First was separation. If separation is increased, internal resistance increase. Second is greater the conductivity of electrolyte, lesser is the internal resistance of the cell. That is, internal resistance depend on the nature of the electrolyte. Clear? Internal resistance of cell is inversely proportional to area of electrode. R is rho L upon A. So resistance is inversely proportional to 1 upon inversely proportional to area. So internal resistance of a cell is inversely proportional to area of electrode dipped in the electrolyte. Clear? Larger the surface area of the electrodes immersed in electrolyte, the smaller the value of the internal resistance of the cell. So it was all about internal resistance of cell. So what is internal resistance of cell? So we can say it is the opposition offered by the electrolyte of a cell to the flow of ions. So it is called internal resistance. Clear? So due to this internal resistance, a part of energy supplied by the cell is dissipated as heat inside the cell. Clear? On which factor internal resistance depends? So we can say it depends on separation between the electrode. If separation increased, internal resistance also increased. It depends on the area. It is inversely proportional to the area of the electrode dipping in the electrolyte. If area of the electrode immersed in electrolyte is larger, resistance is smaller. Clear? And it also depends on the nature of the electrolyte. Clear? Greater the conductivity of the electrolyte, the lesser is the internal resistance. And it also depends on the temperature. How it depends on temperature? It is inversely proportional to temperature. If temperature increase, the internal resistance decrease. Reason is temperature. On rising the temperature, thermal energy and mobility of the ions also increase. Clear? Now, from this circuit, we know that E is the electromotive force equal to V potential between 2 points and V inside the cell. Clear? So V equal to IR plus I into small r. I is current flowing through this circuit. So we can write this equation I equal to E upon R plus R. Clear? Current flowing through the circuit is depend upon I equal to EMF upon total resistance R. So here total resistance R equal to E is EMF of the cell, R plus small r is internal resistance of the cell. We have already discussed internal resistance of the cell is always connected to the parallel to the external resistance in the circuit. Clear? So current flow through the circuit is given by I equal to E upon I into E upon R plus R. This relation is called circuit equation. Okay. So now internal resistance of the cell in terms of E, V and R. So we have already derived this formula E equal to V plus R. So we can write E equal to V. V is the potential between these 2 points. Okay. And this is V, potential at this point is V equal to I into R. R is internal resistance. So we can write this equation IR equal to E minus V. On dividing by IR equal to V, we can write IR upon IR equal to E minus V upon V. Clear? So on solving this, we can write this equation R upon R equal to E minus V. We can write something like this. Small r upon R equal to E minus V upon V. Clear? E minus V upon V. Now we can write small r equal to E upon V minus 1 into capital R. We can write this equation here. Internal resistance will be equal to E upon V minus 1 into R. This is the formula of internal resistance in terms of E, V and R. Clear? So I think this derivation is clear to you. How is the E related? How is internal resistance related to EV and R? So we can write internal resistance, it will be equal to E upon V minus 1 into external resistance. Clear? Here I is the potential difference across the internal resistance of the cell. As I told you, here this is V is potential difference across the internal resistance of the cell. So which is given by V equal to I into R. Clear? So I think this is clear to you. IR is the potential difference across the internal resistance of the cell. Okay. So now if V equal to E, if either I equal to 0, so R equal to 0, when will be potential, terminal potential will be equal to EMF. So we can say in the case of E equal to V, in this case internal EMF will be equal to terminal potential when no current flows through the circuit. So if no current flows through the circuit, I equal to 0, R is also 0, R is 0, so we can write this equation R equal to E upon I, R upon R equal to E minus V upon V. Clear? V is the potential between these 2 points. So potential V equal to given by I into R. Clear? So on dividing this equation by V, we can write this. I think this derivation is clear to you. First write the equation of EMF. EMF is equal to terminal potential plus potential difference across the internal resistance of the cell. Clear? After that, we can write IR equal to E minus V. Now by on dividing this equation by V, V is the potential difference between 2 point, V equal to I into R. So on dividing we get the formula, right? Now these are circuit determination of internal resistance of cell by voltmeter. Here circuit is open, there is no current is drawn. Here circuit is closed, current is drawn. Clear? So if no current is flows through this circuit, EMF is measured, and in this current circuit is closed, so potential difference is measured. Clear?